Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, in this insightful session of International Conference on Cryptography, Informatics, and Cybersecurity 2023, allow me to thank you for opportunity that you have given us to present our article, Analysis and Improvement of JPEG Compression Performance with Discrete Cosine Transform and Gaussian Filtering. The second time, let me introduce the speaker and the author team. The speaker and the author team are I myself from Oxford Purba. Other author are Professor Tulus and Professor Saib Swilo. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to move on to the main presentation. Data or information can be presented not only in the text form, but also in the form of image, sound, and video. Image, one of the multimedia component, efficiently represents the data. Additionally, computer users tend to store image data on their devices even when the data is not useful, resulting in increasing need for the data storage. One of the methods for image compression is DCT. DCT method has energy compaction that is close to optimal for most images. Our research methodology here, first, we input the image. The color image contain of 3 layers, and we converting to single layer. We call into grayscale. After that, we segment it into 8 by 8 block and perform the DCT process. The DCT process during this DCT stage, a transformation is carried out from spatial form to frequency form. The state achieves near optimal energy, where some information reside a low frequency that the human eye is more sensitive. This process involves 64 coefficient, with DC coefficient representing the average of image block and AC coefficient representing in higher frequency. After we do DCT, we go to mass and quantization. In mass, there is a matrix 8 by 8 matrix containing coefficient 0 and 1 is added. This matrix is analyzed for change in compression result with respect to the coefficient 1. In this process, 1 preserves the underlying value in the block data structure, while 0 removes it. This process adjusts frequency from low the upper left corner to high in the lower right corner. In this mass, I have researched with 21 coefficient of mass 16, 10, 6, and 3. After we do the mass, we continue to quantization. Quantization involved by reducing a bit value for each integer value stored in the matrix. In this research, I use a human visual system quantization table, and it has found to perform better than the standard JPEG table in prior research. The DCT results are divided by the quantization table. Higher compression results are achieved by using a higher multiplication factor with a quantization table. After multiplying DCT matrix with the mass, the quantization table follow the DCT resulting are divided by quantization table and otherwise achieve the desired compression outcome. And then we continue to zigzag scan and run line coding. In the zigzag scan and run line coding, this process map AC and DC coefficient compressing a substantial number of 0 resulting from DCT process. Run line coding is vital for compressing this 0, enhancing compression result by storing consecutive 0 as a single value. After that, we continue to Huffman coding. In this algorithm is applied to DC and AC coefficient, mapping its pixel to 8 bits. A table is created. A table is created to achieve a compression result. After run length coding algorithm, each 8 by 8 block is read based the number of pixels of each block. This stage provide lossless compression through Huffman coding. And then we find a bit stream. A bit stream is contain 0 and 1. It's a binary digit. After bit stream, now we continue to reconstruct the image to find the image, to find the picture of the image. We continue with Huffman decoding. Huffman decoding reserve the encoded binary number back to the original, and then we continue to run line coding. In first run line coding, it's return 64 bytes. There is no data loss in this process. After that, we continue the quantization. We continue to the quantization, involve multiplying the quantization divisor value again to prepare the inverse DCT process. The human visual system metric is modified again to proceed with inverse DCT process. And then we continue DCT inverse DCT. In this stage, in zigzag form, the metric returns to its original form. The DCT inverse process involves replacing the coefficient value with the previous quantization value. After this reconstruct image, we found the result of the image, and then we continue the Gaussian filtering after compressing and decompressing. This is the final involved. Include filter convolution, which consists of specifying a kernel matrix. The compressed image is reconstructed to achieve a desired filter effect, which includes selecting kernel matrix size, such as 3 by 3 or 5 by 5. In this result, I use 3 by 3 kernel. And this is the result of the image. For this research, I use 3 model picture. There is Lena, Sheep, Batik. This we convert to the grayscale before we start the process. And the result is the low frequency on the top left was quantized using the mass table. Matrix mass 21 is executed multiplication process, namely entry by entry at the same position in the matrix. The value 1 will retain the underlying value, the block structure of data. The number 0 will also delete the underlying value. After mass process, then quantization process, namely process dividing the matrix entry by entry at the same position in the matrix, as well as the quantization, the quantizing the entry by entry multiplication will be carried out the same position in the matrix. In the other words, allowing a better compression result when run length encoding and Huffman coding algorithm are applied. The image test results should indicate that better compression results were obtained with a 3 coefficient, but there was a significant loss of information in the original image. On the other hand, in the test result with 21 coefficient, the compression coefficient obtained result space saving, we found 81% for the image of the ship. For the last coefficient, 3 coefficient, we found there was a space saving till 91%. And for the Gaussian filtering, the result, it can be observed that with a 3 by 3 kernel, it's evident that a higher value of sigma, the blurring resulting image become leading the loss of the image information. During testing the compressed images, it was observed that as more information is lost during compression. This result reconstruct of many block, which in turn impacts the image size, making it even larger, especially for mass with 3 coefficient. Conclusion, we propose by adding coefficient mass as a choice how much compression user want, which also has impact compression result, and using human visual system quantization table as divisor. The GCT process succeeded in defining 64 energy coefficient with high intensity value form of the low frequency that gathered at the top left matrix. Through coefficient mass, number 1 will retain the value, namely the value underlying the data DCT block structure, and 0 will delete it value underlying DCT and will resulting a smaller reduction data size. Quantization is done to reduce desired number of bits by selectively reducing its integer value stored in DCT matrix. The Gaussian filter will make changes in the image according to the kernel matrix. It will clear that changes the smaller kernel. Dear participant, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we can share with you in this conference result of our study, analysis and improvement of JPEG. I hope this is very useful for research and study. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.